sound itself is flexible. This is why we have to be as flexible as possible in our right hand in order to achieve the sound we imagine. So what depends on your bow hand? Almost everything. Sound, articulation, range of dynamics, control of bow strokes are just to name a few of all the aspects of playing the violin. The bow hold, however, is what makes a big difference in your effortless connection to the instrument. This is how all the great violinist performances look on stage, effortless. And playing the violin is hard enough, and we have to look for ways to make it a bit easier. Having a stable and flexible bow hold is one of the first keys to achieve this goal. In this video, we are going to explore the Franco-Belgian school bow hold. This includes tips on finger placement, purpose of each finger in the hand frame and during bow change, some specifics that go with this bow hold and sound production, and a few exercises for you to try. The Franco-Belgian school bow hold is one of the main ones that are still used today by star violinists like Itzhak Perlman, Pinchas Zuckerman, and many more. I also use this bow hold, and I'm grateful to my teacher for being immensely strict with right-hand technique in general. I strongly believe that good educators pay extreme attention to this, to ensure that their students can express themselves through the instrument freely and without ever having problems with trauma or pain. So let's start! The base of everything, and one of the most important roles in the bow hold, is that of the thumb, because it is used as a counterpressure for the weight of the bow. This is why we need to use all of its power and find the strongest point on which we will place it. One way to find that spot is to put the edge that is close to the fingernail directly on a table. Do you notice how if you put the weight in the middle, it is quite easy to move around? You don't want that to happen. You need to feel secure. So if you tilt it towards the index finger, you will find the strongest point. Why is that? You know this annoying dependence of the finger on each other. When you move one, the others are moving as well. This is simply because the fingers are connected through ligaments in our body. We cannot help it. This is always an issue for us musicians in general, especially for the left hand, for string players. But in this case, we will use this as an advantage. Placed this way, the thumb is naturally meeting the middle and ring finger, which makes your grip effortless. In any other placement, however, you need to do extra effort to meet the others. Another task of the thumb is flexibility, and this is why the joint should be slightly bent. So you could use this space to extend and retract it, but more on that a bit later. Knowing about the base of the grip, now it's time to place the other fingers. I recommend you to use a pencil instead of the ball for now. This allows you to focus solely on finger placement and hand positioning, without the added complexity of the bow's weight and balancing it. The perfect pencil for this, in my opinion, is the hexagon one, because it resembles the shape of the bow on which we place the little finger. The first thing you need to do is to open your hand in front of you and place the pencil on the first joints of the ring and middle fingers. Now place the thumb between those two in its strongest point in a slightly bent position. The shape that your fingers form should be a circle. Then simply relax the other two, and they will find their places on their own. The little finger is curled and placed on the top of the bow, and the index finger is resting between the first and second joints. The hand shape should look beautiful and relaxed. Everything is within your grasp. This is one way to know it's right. One way to exercise your hold is by using the walking down the street exercise. Relax your hand by your side as if you are simply walking down the street. Then put your hand exactly as it was on the pencil. You can turn it around and check if everything is in place after. To be able to control every little inch of your right hand, now it's time to know more about the purpose of each finger on this frame. For this, we will continue with the bow directly, so you could feel the weight of it. You can feel how much work this is, handling all of this weight. But it's nothing you can't handle, knowing exactly what you're doing. Let's first talk about the whole frame and the feel of it. You should feel secure because the fingers are somehow helping each other in handling the weight. It is another way around even if we slightly change any of the natural positions. The next question is how much hold or grip is enough? The answer is you don't need much. Once the bow hits the strings, they support it. and it is enough to use its natural weight for sound production. The job of the fingers, however, and the wrist and the arm later, is to regulate the weight to your needs, while extending and retracting during the bow change. The little finger and the thumb are key features in this. We already talked about the importance of the thumb and that it serves like a counterpressure for the weight of the bow. The little finger is responsible for taking away and putting back the weight. Taking it away, like so, and letting it back by allowing the natural pressure of the bow work for itself. But the little and index fingers are sharing this task depending on the position on which you are on the bow. The middle and ring fingers are the ones that support the others during the bow change. They act as stabilizers while contributing to the body of the sound, especially in the forte dynamic passages where we need deeper and richer sound. In this bow hold, we can use those two fingers to contribute to the natural weight and not only depend on the index finger, which can make the arm stiff or make us use force instead of natural weight on the instrument. This is where the flexibility of the fingers becomes an important topic. They are the ones that are constantly working actively and passively for shaping the sound, executing bow strokes, acting as cushion for string crossings, controlling articulation, and more. I will show you one basic exercise that will help you feel this flexibility. For this, we'll go back to the pencil. So hold it in front of you, while supporting your hand with the other for comfort. Make sure that everything is in place and then start slightly extracting and retracting your fingers all together. When you're feeling comfortable doing this without misplacing any of the fingers, you can turn your pencil upside down. This way we'll be able to focus on the movement of the fingers and seeing everything, the thumb in particular. When you're going down on the bow change, the fingers that lead the movement are the index and the thumb. You should feel how the task of controlling the weight is given to the fingers along the way. On the way up, the little finger is starting to push the bow upwards, leading the motion to the ring and middle fingers, and releasing the pressure of the index. How much should we extract and retract? My advice is not to overdo it. The extracting of the finger should be enough for you to feel secure that you still have full control of the bow. If you overdo it, you will feel stiffness in the frame. For the retraction of the fingers, you should reach the point of the natural looking hand frame. If you overdo it here, you will start to grab your bow forcefully, which will affect your sound or worse, eventually do damage to your hand. When you feel secure doing this movement with the pencil, you can transfer it to the bow. It is a pleasure for me to share my thoughts on the bow hold with you. My name is Kalina from Violetto, and I'm looking forward to answering any of your questions on stepping up your next performance. Please let me know if this video helped your bow hold understanding, and enjoy your practice today!